Welcome everybody on Car Rambler channel, where we drive interesting cars. Today's episode is a special one for 100 subscribers, so thank you for each one of you that you are here, that you are supporting me with subscribing, with watching my movies, with commenting. It's always nice to know that someone likes the things that you do on YouTube. So this episode is special because it's the first one where I'm gonna say something about the car, not only drive it without any comments. So let me know if you like this, actually. The today's car is a very special one. It's a Rover P4. So Rover P4 was introduced in 1939. It was the first new car introduced after the World War II. We must imagine how the 1940s in Europe were. Of course, all the countries took part in the World War II, so the economics were really weak, and most of the countries were thinking about rebuilding everything that was destroyed during the Second World War, and not thinking about designing new cars. So most of the companies continued to produce models that were actually there before the World War II. And so the same way Rover did, they just continued to produce cars that were there before the war, and this one was the first introduced after the World War II. Sorry. It's also true that because of the war, the European companies' car designs were not developing during that period. It was the opposite way in the United States, where they joined the war a little bit later, and also their economics were in much better shape than ours. So by designing this car, the Rover company grabbed some inspiration from the United States cars, and it's not a secret that Rover purchased a few models of Studebaker Champion, and the Studebaker Champion in that period had a central lamp, fog lamp on the center, and also the first Rover P4s also had this central lamp. Because of that, the car was called Cyclop. But after 2 years, this additional lamp in the center was removed, because first of all, people didn't like that very much. They didn't appreciate this design. It was too modern, let's say, and also this central lamp caused that the air flow on the radiator wasn't that good, so the additional lamp was removed 2 years after production launch. Okay, what is this car exactly standing in front of us? This is a Rover 95. So P4 95, because the Rover company changed the names from 75, there was Rover 60, there was Rover 110, there was also this Rover 95. Those numbers just say some about refreshing the car, changing some small details, and also the engine and some of the additional accessories like freewheel or other things. They were present or not present in certain models. So the Rover 95 introduced in 1962, so the last one, together with a little bit better equipped Rover 110, were the last two of the P4 range. And definitely the production stopped in 1964. So what was interesting in those two last year's production cars is that at the beginning Rover used aluminium for building the cars, parts of the car. So the bonnet, this little piece under the bumper, doors, and the back trunk cover were made of aluminum. So why? Because in 1940s and early 50s there was a lack of steel on the market, so the company was not able to purchase as much steel in the desired price, and they decided to go and use aluminum. In 1960s, however, this changed already, and steel was present on the market, and they were able to purchase it cheaper than aluminum. So to make the car even more attractive, they reduced that price by using steel. And this this car has all panels made of steel. This is not that common because they used to rust. And you can find Rovers 95 that where the doors, for example, were exchanged against alloy panels. The most interesting feature, I think, is the suicide door. So the door opens like this. Suicide doors, in Poland we call them chicken catcher doors, so every country has its own habits, I would say. Okay, is it comfortable to use suicide doors? It's very comfortable. I will show you. I'm 1 meter 85, and I will just try to enter the car. As you can see, you might think that there is not much space for the legs, but if we try to enter the car, you do it like this. I'm pretty alright here. So I have space for my legs, and also the front seat is adjusted for my size, so 1 meter 85. What we have here is leather interior, so the interior of the car is original. It wasn't renovated, exchanged. It's everything is in the factory shape. Only the carpets were made new, because they were a little bit worn out, so we exchanged the carpets. But everything else, the headlining, all the wood elements, all the instruments, they were not renovated, painted, changed, or anything. There was nothing done with those elements. So also the leather seats, original leather seats, with those beautiful pockets and ashtrays, lamps inside for read lights, and so on. What I especially like about this car is that if you sit here in the back, it's a little small limousine here. I hope you can see that actually someone standing outside won't see my face, because I'm hidden behind this huge C pillar. So if I want to have a look outside, I can easily do that. And also if we are driving a little bit faster, then I can look here, and I look and I see the whole road and the surrounding things. But if I don't want to be seen, I can just hide like that and read a newspaper or have a nap. Okay, so this is the back seat. We have here small camera, some stuff. Okay, so let me show you the front. Let me show you the most important place in the car, the driver's seat. So, a British Luxus, that's what can we say here. It's one of the cars where you consider taking your shoes off when you enter it. Beautiful leather seats in original condition. They are maybe not looking new, but they are original, so I will use them as long as possible. Hopefully they will last many years more. As I said before, nothing was renovated here inside, nothing was changed, so you can see small defects here. Typical thing for the Rovers in that 1940s and 50s, the clock. Sorry for my Ponglish, for my Polish English. So this is a this must have for every Rover in 1940s, 50s, early 60s also. A beautiful radio. You might ask if it works. Yeah, it does. So enough, because YouTube will block the video. We have beautiful dashboard, a little bit is inspired by airplanes, would I say. Those switches, they are really nice. Something that not every car has, today none of the car has it, is this latch that you can open to vent the car. Also you can vent the car with these small windows. You can push them out, a little bit, so there is a small airflow, but if you need more airflow you can force them against the wind and you will have a breeze here inside, wind breeze. Okay, let's lock it. So also there is a nice glove box for the mess, and also a beautiful toolkit, a toolkit that allows you to disassemble and assemble again the car. My toolkit is not complete. I miss the screwdriver here, which is very expensive, and there were also here two small paint tubes with paint, with touch-up paint, and you were able to fix any imperfections of your paint outside the car. So this is the toolkit, beautiful, with rubber here, so it makes no noises, nicely done, beautiful thing that you won't get in today's cars. Okay, so let me show you the engine then. So the engine, let's see the heart of the Rover. The Rover has a 6-cylinder engine, 2680 centimeters, about 100 horsepower. So it powers the rear wheels, and this is inlet over exhaust engine. So the inlet valves are above the exhaust valves, so you can see the inlet valves and exhaust valves. This is I think not very common kind of engine. If I'm wrong, then please write that in the comments, but I know that, for example, the Harley Davidson used that for their motorcycle, this concept of building cars. Nothing much going on here. The car has power assistant brakes, so there is a power for brakes. Front brakes are disc brakes and the rear brakes are drum brakes. This little glass bottle is a very expensive part that is very hard to find. This is for wind washer fluid. If you want to have some wind washer fluid on your front window, then you have to pump with your leg. Okay, so let me show you the trunk. So the trunk is not very big, but it contains everything that you might need. So here, a little mess, sorry, but you have to be prepared for every occasion. Of course, for tank, for adding gasoline, you need this stuff for older cars. So it has everything that you might need. A jack for exchanging your wheel if necessary. Also here, it's now empty because I'm renovating that in the moment, but here was the starting handle and this key for the wheel nuts. Under this small cover is the fuel pump. You may ask, where is the spare wheel? The spare wheel is here. You just pull it. It's not that easy, but I will try to show it. And the spare wheel is here underneath the car. So we'll close it now. Yeah, it worked. If you want to open this small lid, you have to pull a small handle here. It's a little bit hidden, but I hope I will be able to open it. So the owner knows not how to open this. Yeah, that's it. So that's the fuel. Okay. So it needs a little bit more time to warm up. Potrzeba trochę więcej czasu, żeby się rozgrzał.
Co
So the blinking of the lights of cars coming ahead of me, they were saying that I should turn my lights on because they are off now. But this car is exempt. It doesn't have to run on lights during the day. It's written in the V5. Ten samochód nie musi jeździć na światłach drogowych w dzień, ponieważ ma taki wpis w dowodzie rejestracyjnym, że nie ma takiego obowiązku.